Why Obi'S candidacy will be issue for us in Southeast. Okowa, welcome to the news and thank you for tuning in to listen. Delta State Governor Ifeanyi Okowa was in Kano last week with his principal Atiku Abubakar to welcome former governor of Kano State, Senator Ibrahim Shekaru, back to the People's Democratic Party, PDP. Okowa later hosted selected journalists where he spoke on issues that affect his relationship with the River State Governor, Nyesom Wike, oil theft in Niger Delta, and P2B's incursion, among other issues. Ahmad Tijani Abdul captured it for Daily Independent. They asked him, "So many people in the South have seen your emergence as the vice presidential candidate of the People Democratic Party, PDP, as a betrayal of the collective agenda. Do you see it that way?" He replied, "My emergence is an act of God, and I give God the glory. Secondly, whatever debate or issues or comments people have made to us, it is politics. All that went on was just politics. I do not believe that any of them will say that I'm not qualified to be. Because if you go on that trajectory, I have a very rich track record in governance." They asked him, "With P2B's growing strength, especially in the Southeast and South-South, what can the People Democratic Party, PDP, be expecting of you as its vice presidential candidate?" He replied, "In the Southeast, it would definitely be an issue for us because of the sentiments that are coming. But I know that the People Democratic Party, PDP, has a strong root in the Southeast, and I know the contest of the Southeast will be between the People Democratic Party and the Labour Party. We will wish that he, P2B, is not in the race, but since he is in the race, it will be a competition between two parties in the Southeast and not the All Progressive Congress, but the People Democratic Party and the Labour Party." Kashim Shettima, the vice presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress, was reported to have said if they were elected, he will be in charge of security, while the presidential candidate will be in charge of economy. Is there a kind of power or function sharing arrangement on ground between you and Atiku Abubakar? They asked. He replied, "I believe that the presidency is a team, and in that team, we complement each other. The president is the boss, and the vice president will assist him. But it is not for the two of us. It is going to be a team of government." Being specific and going by the Constitution, if the Vice President is going to take charge of security, is he going to preside over the Security Council at the federal level? I do not understand that because there is a Commander-in-Chief. Is it a reversal of position? The Vice President can offer advice, but I will find it absurd to speak about taking charge. Possibly, they, said Tinubu and Shettima, have agreed that Shettima, is going to be the commander-in-chief. On the issue of economy, it is actually teamwork. The president will provide leadership supported by the vice president, but there is an economic team that will be right on ground to deal with issues, and beyond the economic team, we know the importance of the organized private sector in moving the nation forward, and we will never leverage on that with the president providing leadership. That is where we stand, and this is what is right for this nation, and that is what Atiku Abubakar will bring. They asked him, "You're a medical doctor, and Nigeria is currently bedevilled with brain drain in the health sector like never before. How will you use your experience to address this?" He replied, There is a gradual loss of confidence considering the health personnel. It is not just doctors, but even nurses are moving in droves now, and it is a major problem. It is a creation of a multiplicity of factors. The welfare of the worker is important. We have had this review of salaries, but unfortunately, the Naira has continued to depreciate, and it has depreciated to some level that the amount of money you receive now appears to be much less than what it ought to be because the buying power is grossly reduced. So when people know they can earn in dollars, euros, you find there is a tendency for them want to go to greener pastures. Job satisfaction is also there, but the driving force now is the devalued naira, which makes their earning power much less than what it ought to be. It is going to be a question of reworking the economy in such a manner that you begin to see an improvement in the value of the naira. This is going to take some time, and we'll be partnering with the state government to keep everyone focused that we're in a process where we are truly able to improve on the health sector and other sectors. And when the value of the naira improves, we can begin to find a reversal of what goes on. The ASU strike has continued to linger for months now. Do you have a blueprint to address the recurring ASU FG face-off? They asked him. He replied, we must decide what we want to do. If we want to give importance to education because it is important, that is the only way we can secure our future. We must pay a lot of attention to it. In our relationship with ASU and other unions, it must be such that you truly bring them to the round table. You don't wait until a crisis situation has come. You sit down and analyze the situations with them and make promises you know you can keep. Once you distort the level of trust, it becomes difficult for them to trust you again. We must be ready to discuss with the labor unions on the basis of truth and make them realize what is doable. It is quite important that we pay attention to that, but we must make it a priority to educate our people and to provide all that is needed for our children. They are the today and future of our nation. We cannot destroy the foundation of the education of our children because you would have destroyed the nation totally. In my state, we will pay very special attention to education, and it is very important to us. The PDP came on board as a more or less national party with a posture of political actors going into the election. How is the party hoping to regain your national outlook to regain power? He replied, when a party has stayed for long, 16 years, you see that a lot of people want to try something new. And then because a lot of disagreement begin to get into the party, and that was where we found ourselves in 2015 because of several issues. We lost the election because Nigeria wanted a change. But 7 years plus down the line, and I am sure nobody had expected Nigeria will be where we are today. That is the real issue. But that loss in 2015 and 2019 had not stopped the People Democratic Party from being a national party. We have remained very relevant in every state in Nigeria. I believe we are bouncing back. We saw it in Osun State. Lots of things are going on even in Ogun State a few days ago. If you go to Ondo State, you can find the real strength in the PDP. Well, what I would say is words are cheap. The People Democratic Party, just like the All Progressive, have broken the trust of Nigerians. And it will take a lot. It will take more than a pastor for them to get Nigerians to trust them again. All right, on this note, we've come to the end of the news. We say thank you for